Oh, it just brings me great joy and great pleasure to come to you all, making this very special edition of a violin style video. Now, you all know that my violin style videos are usually short, but this one I just could not make short. I had to go the extra mile with this one. I pulled out all the stops. So if you hear the violin loop a couple of times because the violin video or audio is only about little less than 3 minutes long, and because this video is going to be longer than 3 minutes, then you'll understand why. But let's get right into it. Now, I, for one, did not watch the Super Bowl on Sunday evening, and I'm sure many of you were also not entertaining that crap either. But guess what? Millions of others were not watching it along with us. And I'm talking about millions of people were not watching it. As a matter of fact, this has to have been one of the lowest rated watched Super Bowls in Super Bowl history. And there are a multitude of reasons as why that is, and we're going to go through some of them. This may not be all of them, but these are the ones that really stuck out to me. Now, the first one for me is the clear, obvious one, and that is the Patriots. People have Patriots fatigue. We are tired of having to see that name. People are tired of having to always have them in the Super Bowl. It gets boring. As a matter of fact, there were many articles that were going out there saying how they had Patriots fatigue. You know, fatigue means tired. You're exhausted. You're tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And people are tired of seeing Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and Robert Kraft, who was the owner of the Patriots. Like, they want to see new people in there whenever they can get a chance to actually see them. You know, make it more interesting and more entertaining. And I'm going to run through some numbers for you, and I'm actually glad that I came across the recent one with Nielsen's ratings because that's the one I was really looking forward to. They said that for the first time in 11 years, the Super Bowl ratings had a record low, as in it missed the 100 million watching mark. It came in at 98.2 million viewers. The last time it went under 100 million was back in 2009 when the Steelers played the Cardinals. I actually remember that game because I was in college, and when we was in college, they used to have a Super Bowl party, and we used to go to that event. They had food, snacks, and most of the school would attend that event. But that was the last time that actually did occur. And you know what? I am not in the least bit shocked or surprised that that is, the case. I'm really not. So, also, I pulled some other numbers as well. So, this guy by the name of Austin Karp said CBS drew a 44.9 overnight rating for Patriots Rams last night, which was the lowest scoring Super Bowl yet. It's actually the lowest score since 1972 when the Redskins played the Dolphins, in which the Dolphins beat the Redskins, and I think the score was like 14-7. And that's the year that the Dolphins got a perfect season of 17-0. And this one toppled it with an ending score of 13-3. So people don't like when Super Bowls are like that. Like, I think they said that it was only two field goals and a touchdown, or a touchdown and a field goal. It wasn't. Let's just put it this way: it wasn't entertaining. Let's put it that way. You would think that when something like the Super Bowl occurs, that these games would be just flat out entertaining, and that's just how it should be going forward. But in this case, that's not what happened. And I'm actually genuinely kind of shocked, as far as the ratings go. But let me continue going on. It says that figure is the lowest for a Super Bowl since the Steelers Cardinals, and I actually mentioned that part right there. They said Boston had the best market, of course, 57.4, best game since 2015, and LA market had 44.6, which is the best Super Bowl game since 1996. Now, what I found even more interesting is that they said the lowest market was New Orleans. If y'all never heard, when New Orleans Saints played against the Rams a couple weeks ago, the the Rams, it was a dirty call that was made, and it caused the New Orleans Saints to lose a spot going to the Super Bowl. And those people in New Orleans were so mad. In fact, they said, "Okay, you want to call that, make that dirty call, and you don't want to go back on it, Roger Goodell? Fine, we will not watch the Super Bowl." And that's exactly what happened. They had a record of 26.1% viewership, making it the lowest watched Super Bowl ever for people in New Orleans. Ever. They are a huge reason as to why the views were so low. It was so intense for them and so bad that some bars did not even play the Super Bowl. They boycotted it heavily. They didn't even allow people to play it in public places where they usually would have it. People just found other things to do. Now, that's what you call unity right there. But they had a purpose for that. Another reason why I would say that the Super Bowl was lackluster or didn't garner the views that they were hoping that it would is because of, well, Colin Kaepernick. Let's be real here. His protest that was started a couple years ago is still holding strong, and a lot of people are still upset that he never got a job, and that some people leapfrogged over him that weren't qualified for positions he was supposed to be in, and they didn't allow him to uh, have staying power. It's very unfortunate what happened with this man. But I do applaud the people that did stay on his side and still supported him every step of the way. As a matter of fact, I saw some people yesterday, well, on Sunday, because by the time y'all watch this video, it'll be another day, wearing this specially made Cap jersey saying, "I'm with Cap." I wish I had an opportunity to get that jersey. They pre-sold those things back in October, and I think they sold out as soon as the pre-sale went in. And currently they're out of stock. But the minute they come back in, I'm gonna see put all my a little bit the coins that I have together, and so I can purchase one because them things look nice. I have to give credit where credit is due. Those things look extremely nice, and I would definitely add that to my collection. I don't think that's endorsed by Nike. It might be some outside proprietor who is creating that. Hopefully black owned. That'll make it even better. But Cap still, not having a job at this point, I don't think he's really worried about that. I think a lot of people prefer it to be the way that it is as of right now because he has exposed so many people. And, he's on the verge of winning that collusion case or having that case go further than what it is. I think he's in good hands like Allstate. Um, then there was some other little minor things that I heard that affected the flow of the Super Bowl. Like for one, that halftime show, which had Maroon 5, Big Boy, and Travis Scott. I already knew that was going to be a train wreck from the beginning because they could not find. First off, they couldn't find a headliner for a long time to even do the Super Bowl before they even got Maroon 5 to be the headliner. And then they kept trying to find people to squeeze in there to put in there with them, but they weren't going to do it because of how they treated Colin Kaepernick. And ironically, they went to black performers to do it. They went to Cardi B. She said no. Rihanna said no. Jay-Z said no. Like they were running out of options. So Travis Scott was like that lone person, that lone idiot to say, "Hey, I'll do it." And then Big Boy just recently got at it like what, a few weeks ago. And speaking of Big Boy, he may want to watch his back because Peter is on his ass right now. Apparently, he wore some kind of fur or something to that effect, and now Peter is upset at him. I said, Peter is so biased, but just in case he's having a little bit of trouble, maybe he needs to reach out to um Namath. That's who he needs to reach out to because he can always manage to wear a fur coat somewhere, and Peter doesn't mess with him. Or they might call him, but he finds a way to duck and dodge it every single time. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This whole thing was one big train wreck waiting to happen, and I am so glad that it did. This actually brought a smile to my face, tears of joy, because this is exactly what needed to happen with the Super Bowl. Like, with the NFL as a whole. Granted, like I said, the Patriots, they won that game. If you, I guess, wanted to call it a game. Oh, before I go any further, I even heard some of the commercials were lackluster. Like I said, everything about this thing was just bad. But, like, back to the Patriots. It's whatever. So Tom Brady went and won again. He got how many rings he got. He might go and see Trump this time if his wife allows him to do so, because the last time she wasn't about to let him go. And it's whatever. But I will say this. I hope that the ratings continue to decline because, like I said, the NFL has been on a decline in ratings for a long time, and they thought they was going to make up for it. They thought that this was their Black Friday, but it just was an epic fail all the way around. And I am, for one, so glad that it happened this way. They tried to pull out all the stops. They even tried to get Gladys Knight to pull in the ratings to, sing that national anthem, and that still didn't work. They even had some of those boot-licking so-called civil rights leaders, that John Lewis and that Andrew Young up there, them damn turncoats up there trying to do the coin toss. And it's like, why are y'all trying so hard? Black people know what your end game is, and it's not working on us. It's not working. Just stop the madness today. It's over. We, like, a lot of us are just done with this. I haven't heard one person say to me who watched it say that it was good. I didn't hear one person say that. I didn't hear anybody tell me that the Super Bowl was good. I even put out a tweet and said that the Super Bowl is boring me and I'm not even watching it. Because usually what I'll do is, if I'm on my Twitter page, I can go through the timeline and see people talk about it and everything like that, saying, oh, look at what happened. This was so good. Oh, this commercial was so funny. But instead, I saw the complete opposite. Oh, this game was trash. These commercials suck. That halftime performance was mediocre, if that. That's what I saw. And I'm glad that I saw it. I feel nothing for the NFL losing in the ratings the way that they did. I feel nothing that, they're going through whatever they're going through right now and they're trying to do an overhaul. That's probably what they're doing. They're probably trying to strategize for 2020. Super Bowl 54. Well, good luck, because this is just the beginning of things to come when it comes to that organization. And it's well deserved, because they have done some underhanded, shady stuff to people like Colin Kaepernick over the last couple of years, and it's very well deserved. Very well deserved. I think the NFL might not have much staying power left themselves, and I definitely feel nothing for that except immense joy. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I will talk to you in the next one.